I serve as your unit chairperson. We are here today, a bittersweet day. We are here, and it's good to see all of you here, outside of Zoom boxes and in person. But it's good that you're here, but it's for a bitter reason. We've been negotiating with Times Management for 20 months. And it is because they have not negotiated in good faith that we are here. We are here because we told them that if they did not have a deal by December 8th, that we would be here. And here we are. We are not happy to be here, but we are here. We are here nonetheless in solidarity. That is the sweet of the bittersweet, that we are united, that we are here in solidarity, that over 1,100 members of our unit affirmed that we need better wages, that we need a performance evaluation system that works for everyone evenly, that we have a remote work from home and health and safety environment that keeps our members safe, that acknowledges that yes, we are still in a pandemic. By now, we should all be celebrating a new contract with the higher salary floor, wages that have kept up with inflation, a commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion that would match the company's internal rhetoric that ensures equal pay, remove bias from performance evaluations, as well as a commitment to return to office, work from home policy that reflects the world in which we now live in. After 20 months, we should be here celebrating a fair deal for guild workers. Instead, we are here standing in front of our offices without these commitments, without these protections, and with a salary that is worth less than it was in 2020. How did we get here? By the way of management negotiators dragging their feet, arguing ad nauseum, trying to avoid identifying who is an underrepresented worker, using flawed analytical methodology that had industry experts saying, and I quote, LMAO, that's so dumb. They use that to try to explain away racial bias in their performance review system. They propose to double down on the same flawed performance review system. They walked away from the bargaining table last night at 6:47 p.m., ignoring the demands of you all who are standing here today, and those of you who are at home, walking out at home, 1,100 of you all, who signed a letter last week stating that if they did not have a deal by the day that we will walk out. Those are just a few of the reasons for how we got here. But why? Why are we here? What does this purpose serve, us all being out here today? It serves to show management that we are united. It serves to show management, it serves to show that in unity there is power. It serves to show that in our power there is strength. It serves to show that in our strength there is will. And with our unity, with our power, with our strength, with our will, we will fight. And when we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. So we're going to move ahead with the program now. We have a number of speakers to come to explain to you and to tell you more about why we're here and what we can do to serve the purpose of us getting a fair contract. So next up, I'm going to bring to the podium Jenny Vrentas.
Amazing to see so many people here. I am Jenny Vrentas. I'm a sports reporter at the time, and I am a proud Guild member. I was talking to one of my union colleagues the other week about this action we were planning, and when I told her that we had more than 1,100 people committed to this pledge, committed to walking out, she said, wow, we organized a small town. A small town. That is the number of New York Times colleagues, Guild employees, who have agreed to walk out from work today for each other and for a better workplace. Yeah. When I started at the New York Times less than a year ago, I did not think I would be standing on a picket line today. But I also didn't think the company would refuse to agree to a $65,000 salary floor, which is necessary to ensure our workers don't have to come for money, don't have to be part of, or work a second job to be part of the New York Times. That is essential to having an equitable newsroom. I didn't think the company would insist on running our healthcare fund at an unsustainable loss. I didn't know then that our performance review system was systematically discriminating against my colleagues of color. I also didn't know that our bosses would characterize us as greedy when asking for fair pay, while they've given $150 million in stock buybacks, money out the door to investors. But I'm here today to talk about our solidarity. While we are disappointed and dismayed in the company, what gives me great hope is all of the people standing here today. Yes, there are some of the most famous bylines in the world taking part in this work stoppage. But I want to recognize the people who took an even greater leap to be part of this. Our temp and casual employees. Our news assistants and newsroom fellows. People on company-sponsored visas. Our security guards and the roar was already starting when I said that. And new employees who in some cases started last week. This fight is not easy. A work stoppage is not easy. It's not what we wanted. But we are doing this together. We are stronger together. One of the beautiful parts of our union is that we are standing up for both workers and for journalism, for the future of our industry. Our pride in our work is a big reason that we are standing here today. We and journalists everywhere know that we do our best work when we are valued and we are treated equitably. And for those fighting similar fights in newsrooms across the country, across the world, we see you, and we're doing this for you too. Today, my pride comes from standing up for a better New York Times with more than 1,100 of my colleagues. And yes, that is equivalent to a small town, but even better, it's a large and incredibly united union. And together, we will win a fair contract. To Nicole Hannah-Jones.
I'm old school. I'm not on my phone. I'm on paper. Okay. Hey, everyone. My New York Times Guild colleagues, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Nicole Hannah-Jones. I'm a staff writer at the New York Times Magazine and a proud member of our Guild's Unit Council. So like all of you, I spent last week hoping that the company would take the necessary steps to offer us a fair and equitable deal after 20 months without a contract. But instead they chose not to listen to our collective requests. So today I'm truly honored. I don't ever come in this building anymore, it seems like, but I am truly honored to stand in solidarity with 1,100 of my Guild colleagues today. Because I'm not angry, I'm just deeply disappointed by our company's negotiation team. But I've been equally awestruck and inspired by the tireless efforts of our bargaining committee. If you're on the bargaining committee, could you just shout right now, please? They're the ones who have been in that room fighting every day. For the rest of us, I just show up and make a nice speech. So truly appreciative of that. And all of my fellow Guild members and all of you who are here today who have been working in ways big and small to fight for a better workplace for everyone, for all of our colleagues. It's important to note, as you all know, that this is not a decision that the Guild came to lightly. But when asked to sign the pledge, I, like so many of you, did not hesitate. And I want to tell you why, briefly, it's so important to me that I signed this pledge and that I'm here today. First of all, I come from a long line of union members and activists. I literally grew up attending union meetings with my mom, who was president of AFSCME Local 3289 in Iowa. My father was a member of the Amalgamated Transit Union, and my grandfather was a member of IBEW because they believed that workers should have a seat at the table. And these were working class folks who understood that if workers could not bargain about their conditions, they would never make an equal pay for a good day's work. So solidarity is the only way for us all to collectively rise. We didn't have a union at any newspaper that I ever worked for before I came to the New York Times. This was the first chance I ever had to actually bargain for my working conditions. Speak louder? Is that louder? Sorry. No one has ever said I wasn't loud enough before. Okay. So what I said was, I've never had a chance to work at a newspaper or any job that had a union until I came to the New York Times. And so as soon as I had a chance to join the Guild, of course I signed up. And it's that same spirit in which I was raised in a union family, raised in people who believe that workers should have a say in the conditions, that I joined the union, the Unit Council. We are here because we love the New York Times and because workers are the heart of the New York Times. We are here because we know the New York Times is nothing without its guilds. And every last one of us deserves to earn a livable wage and to receive the benefits that we deserve. So what are we asking for in our contract? We want a $65,000 salary floor for all Guild positions. Let me tell you, I know what it's like to work at a newspaper and not make enough to pay your bills. I worked 2 jobs until I was 30 years old. I reported at my local newspaper, and then I had to sell mattresses on nights and weekends just to make ends meet. I loved my job, but we shouldn't have to struggle financially to work at a place like the New York Times, no matter what position we hold at this institution. A floor like this for all of our colleagues, my friends at the security desk, the news assistants that make all of this run, who give their physical, mental, and emotional space to this place every day, that kind of floor will go a long way toward ensuring all of our unit members get the livable wage they deserve and can live in the city. Yes. Yes. So let's be real. It will cost this prosperous company very little for all of our employees to make a livable wage. If you compare the cost of our proposal to the $150 million approved for stock buybacks this year, then we know that we have the money to do this for our lowest paid employees. Yes, we do. Because this is also the truth. When this paper struggled, all of us had to share in its austerity. Yes. So when this paper is doing well, the people who work here every day to make this place a global phenomenon deserve to share in its success. This speech is longer than I remember it being. I'm going to try to wrap it up. The other big issue, which of course is core to me and the work that I do, is we're asking that a committee on diversity be established to identify groups underrepresented at the company and formulate recommendations for hiring. Our company rejected our proposal for a committee that also looks at management positions in the cases where they directly oversee guild staff. Listen, a diversity initiative that doesn't touch management is not a diversity initiative. And the fact that our management team at the bargaining table has yet to confirm and work to correct the guild's finding on racial disparities in our employment and performance evaluation system, it becomes clear that this is about more than just a contract.
Yes.
What we are asking is that every member of our guild be treated fairly, be judged on their merits, and be paid their worth. A fair contract is a statement that the company can make all of us, its workers, present and future, people who are proud to work at this institution. It's about paying people wages to make it possible to live in New York City and work for this esteemed newspaper without needing a financial safety net or personal family wealth, which many of us do not have. The New York Times management says they can't offer us any more than what they've offered us because they are thinking about the longevity of the company. Trust me, no one is thinking more about that than us. By investing in us, the very people who make the company's product so excellent, that is how you truly demonstrate a commitment to our longevity. So I stand with all of you who are here demanding a contract now that reflects that, and I couldn't leave this microphone without also declaring my solidarity with the 48,000 academic workers at the University of California on strike right now. My solidarity with the academic workers at the New School on strike right now. And declaring my solidarity with all union workers who are fighting to improve the working conditions for all of their colleagues in solidarity. Thank you.
Give it up for Nicole! I want to shout out some people who are here today who have been on a picket line for about, I think, over a month now. They flew up from Pittsburgh. There are workers here from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Where are you? Let's give it up for them. Who are in solidarity with the problem and At this time, I want to bring up to you someone who I consider a friend, and I consider a mentor as well in union work. Susan DeCarava, our New York local president.
Who's got the power?
We got the power.
What kind of power?
Union power.
Who's got the power?
We got the power.
What kind of power?
Union power.
All right, News Guild of New York is in the house and in the streets. I'm here today as the president of your union, and I'm here leader in journalism because of all of you. And we are one union, one news outlet, one bunch of workers who are demanding our rights and ability to work and be paid fairly for the labor that we contribute to the bottom line of this company. I know this wasn't an easy decision, and I know how much all of you value the work that you do. That commitment is the exact reason why the only way the company can properly invest in this company is by investing in each and every one of you. So on behalf of your 5,000 colleagues in newsrooms across this great city of ours, and on behalf of all of our colleagues across the country, and especially our Times Tech colleagues who just walked out to join us, we want to thank you. John and I are here to say, we got you.
We got you. So our union, the News Guild CWA, is a strong and fighting union. We're actually one of the fastest growing unions in the country right now, and that's because of everyone out here. You are the union. And our union, what we build together, is the strongest when we fight together. What happens when we fight? We win! What happens when we fight? We win! And that fight is growing every single day. Standing with us, maybe not here, but all across the continent, are 27,000 News Guild members standing with us. And we're joined by our parent union, the Communications Workers of America, with hundreds of thousands of members. The entire News Guild is watching and supporting this fight, from Toronto to San Juan, to Los Angeles, to Pittsburgh, to Fort Worth, Minneapolis, Seattle. We are in the second week, y'all, of a strike in Fort Worth, Texas. Let's give it up for the folks in Fort Worth. And as Bill said earlier, we've been on strike in Pittsburgh since October. We're fighting for affordable health care and health insurance and a reversal of the legally imposed conditions. We have been striking, we've got striking guild members right here. We already shouted out to Aaron and Natalie, but let's do it again! And we don't want to go on strike, but management isn't listening to us. This is the bravest thing that we can do. By withholding our labor, we are sending a clear message. They can't just give out stock dividends and buybacks like candy to shareholders and not give us a fair share. We are done making concessions in this union. Am I right? Are we done? We are done. Our job is to hold power to account, and today we do that right here at the New York Times. And we will do that every single day, because when we fight, we win!
Thank you, John. So, as you just heard, and you know, your colleagues across the News Guild and newsrooms across this country understand the value of your work because they do it too. And so we're all here today to let the New York Times executives know that there is no New York Times without your labor. Each and every one of you, from the security guards who keep us safe to the advertising folks that sell the ads that keep this great enterprise going, to your friends in the Times Tech Guild and at Wirecutter, to every single newsroom worker from casual to correspondent, we are all here today because your labor is an investment in the now the New York Times needs to invest in you. I want to make something really clear here. It didn't have to be this way.
No, it didn't.
We know that.
No, it didn't.
Times Management, over the past 20 months, had many opportunities, thanks to your amazing, stellar bargaining committee. Let's hear it for them. They had the opportunity to give us proposals that address your real and immediate needs and concerns. Now, they need to know that they need to make better choices.
Yeah.
Or else they won't be able to issue double dividends to their stockholders. They won't be able to do $150 million in stock buybacks. $150 million, by the way, which would have paid for the entirety of our contract. They won't be able to increase executive compensation by over 30%. They can't do it without your labor. We are stakeholders too. And whether we're in the newsroom or in the lobby, whether we're in the street or at the bargaining table, we know our worth and we are here today to demand our fair share. From our friends at Teamsters Local 804 last year during the Conde strike. And I want to give a shout out to them. These are the folks who pledged not to cross our picket line today. These are the UPS drivers who said not today. They told us that when they pull up to their negotiations, when they pull up to the bargaining table, they don't settle for crumbs. They bring their knife, their fork, and they don't leave the table till they have a full plate. Yeah. So guess what we're going to do? My friends, get your utensils out, get your Tupperware ready, because we are not leaving the table until we get a full plate and our fair share. It's been said before, much more eloquently, by Nicole and so many others who are going to be speaking today. But the New York Times is all of you. You are the people who breathe life into the Gray Lady, and you give it the capacity to reach millions of people around the globe. Meredith and AG must pay the bill that's due for 2 years of work without pay through a pandemic, covering racial and social injustice and a pandemic, and through astronomical rises in the cost of living. They got paid, you should get paid. Shareholders were not protecting the newsroom. Shareholders were not selling ads. Shareholders were not reporting on the news. You know who was? You are. And you do it with honor and integrity and commitment and ethics and loyalty to journalism, to your professions, and to the readers. And you do it every single day without fail, except today. Because today, we're telling the New York Times, we won't allow them to take advantage of your loyalty. Without the work of our members at the News Guild of New York, without the work of all the workers, frankly, at the Times, this place is an empty building. It's a blank page, and it's a company that's not living up to its values unless we demand that they do so. We know they can do better. Let's make sure they know they can do better. So we're here today to tell the New York Times what we want. So what do we want? And when do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? And who's got the power?
We got the power.
Who's got the power?
We got the power.
Who's got the power?
We got the power.
What kind of power?
Union power.
Thank you all so much for being here.
our comptroller, Brad Lander. Give it up for Brad Lander.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what solidarity looks like.
This is what solidarity looks like.
Show me what a union looks like.
This is what a union looks like.
I'm New York City Comptroller Brad Lander, and I am so proud to be out in solidarity with you today. Normally, by this time of day, I would have taken the blue wrapper off the paper that hit my stoop at 6 a.m. and enjoyed it over breakfast. I would have listened to the Daily in the shower, I'll admit it. I would, on my way into work, have opened the Core app and gone through the front section, the Metro and Business, and yes, I probably would have played Wordle. I have not done any of those things today because I don't cross picket lines. But I've got to tell you, it was also a powerful reminder of what the 1,100 workers do for me and for the customers of the New York Times every single day. It's the journalists and staff of the Times who add value to our lives in just extraordinary ways. Like, you create value out of your hard work. That's what this company is. This company is a vehicle for some brilliant and talented and creative folks to create content that adds enormous value to my life personally and all of our lives. So first, just on behalf of avid Times readers and listeners and consumers, I want to say thank you to all of you for the work you do every day and bring solidarity from your readers and listeners. But I'm not out here today only as a customer. I'll be honest, I'm also out here actually as an investor and shareholder because the New York City pension funds, representing the retirement security of nurses and teachers and crossing guards and secretaries, they own $25 million worth of stock in the New York Times company. And I got to tell you this, investors and customers, they don't want a company that refuses to bargain in good faith with its workers. They don't want a company that makes you stay 20 months at the bargaining table. They don't want a company that refuses to pay workers what they're worth. And they don't want a company that won't bargain honestly about the diversity of its workforce. That last one really struck me because you know what? Diversity, equity, and inclusion is not a brand strategy. It is a fundamental compact with your workforce about what you believe fairness and opportunity genuinely looks like. And you can't say, that's not an issue for the bargaining table. That's something that management will handle on its own with its branding department or with its shareholders. So I just want to say I really appreciate it. It is new for workers to say, you know what, diversity, equity, inclusion, they are fundamental union and workforce issues. And we're demanding that they be part of negotiations. That's how we create and share value. And so I want to give credit to you for organizing and demanding it and putting it right on the table. And I want to say investors and shareholders and customers don't want a company that refuses to do that. I recognize that it's scary to walk out, and I really want to honor that. You know, I think some people out in the media might think, oh, it's like fun for workers, and we're fired up out here. There's great energy, but look, it is, it's frightening. You know, a lot of you are folks who are temps, who are newer workers, who are lower paid, who don't have maybe as much confidence. And so I just want to say thank you for your courage in all of you who signed on and all of you who are out here today. It's encouraging to hear your solidarity from this podium, to hear your journalists stand up together with and recognize the work of the security guards, of the folks who do the tech work, of the folks who make this place run. And I just want to expand that a little bit because I love seeing your solidarity with the News Guild, who are doing some badass organizing all across the sector, down at the New Yorker and Condé Nast and all over the country. I love your solidarity with the communications workers of America. I wore my red today, and it's great to be here with Dennis Traynor. because New York Times journalists, in solidarity with the folks that lay the cable that make the modern telecommunications industry run, that's what solidarity looks like. Because you know what? It's not just at the New York Times that you're fighting. We can build an economy where workers are respected and paid what they are owed. We can build an economy where diversity, equity, and inclusion aren't just buzzwords, but where they're a fundamental part of the companies and the workplaces that we are building. And we can build that all throughout the economy. And you know what? That would be really fantastic for customers. That would be really rewarding for investors and shareholders, for those nurses and firefighters who depend on growing value of just like the kind that you create. So I again want to say thank you, because the 1,100 of you that signed and all of you are out here today, you're not only out here for your own contract and for your own jobs, you are out here building a sector and building an economy that works for all of us. Thank you so very much. Proud to be out in solidarity with you. Hoping to get back to being able to play Wordle again soon. Thank you so much.
Brad Lander, give it up for Brad Lander. I just want to make sure everyone understands that the 1,100 people, over 1,100 people, who signed the pledge to walk out today, everyone here on the sidewalk who works for the New York Times, we're not here on a sick day. We're not here taking a vacation day. We are getting docked a day's pay to be out here to fight for the rights of all of our union members. It is very important that you understand that. And we didn't have to be here. As was said before, it is another example of the bad way that Times management has managed this whole fiasco. They have chosen for us to be here. They have chosen for us to lose a day's pay when we could have settled on the contract a long time ago. So I just want you to understand that. Next up is our contract action team member, guild member, Tom Coffey.
All right, thank you. Can you hear me? Closer to the mic. Can you hear me? Yeah. All right. First off, I want to thank Bill Baker, our unit chair, whose leadership and steadiness through this entire process has been awe-inspiring. And I think I speak on behalf of everybody when I say we are enormously grateful for everything you have done. Now, speaking for myself, this summer I marked my 25th anniversary at the New York Times. I started working here in 1987. To mark that event, the company sent me, Bill, you want to hold that up? That is a tote bag, a New York Times tote bag that the company sent me. Well, it's a nice, I don't want to hate on the tote bag. It's a very nice tote bag. I do appreciate it. But as I said in my email to AG and Meredith, when we all sent that mass email over the summer, when I sent my email to AG and Meredith over the summer, where we said we really want a contract, I said, I don't need knickknacks, I need a raise. Over the years, we have made a lot of givebacks to the company to make sure it stayed in operation. About a dozen years ago, we agreed to a 5% pay cut in exchange for 10 furlough days. That helped the company out. In 2012, they killed the old pension plan, which was better than the pension plan we have now. We agreed to 2% raises virtually every year going forward in that. In 2017, we agreed to kick more money into the health plan, to pay higher deductibles and higher co-pays when it looked like the health plan was going to run out of money. We have been doing all of this over the years to help the company out. Now the company this year has made an operating profit of, I believe it's more than $300 million. Am I right about that? They've raised the executive pay, they're doing the stock buybacks, they've raised the dividends to give shareholders more money. We don't begrudge them that, at least I don't, but I do want my fair share, and I think we all deserve it. When I started at this company in 1997, it was mostly a newspaper. And there were signs in the on bulletin boards in the newsroom talking about our mission statement. The mission statement of the New York Times was, every day we want to produce the best newspaper in the world. Now you would say, we want to, day in and day out, be the best news organization in the world. We do that. And we are just asking now the company merely to give us what we deserve and what we have earned over the years. Thank you very much.
Give it up for Tom. Next up to the podium is our CWA District 1 Vice President, Dennis Trainer. The CWA in the house. We're all CWA, and when we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. Good afternoon, brothers and sisters and union family. Give them hell, Dennis. My name is Dennis Trainer, and I'm the Vice President of CWA District 1. And on behalf of the 150,000 members in District 1, I'm here to stand in solidarity with all of you. I want to give a huge shout out to your President Susan and to John Worthing. We're in this together. We're all CWA, and when we fight, we win. I want to tell you a little story about CWA and about strikes. I know it's pretty hard going out on strike. I've been there a few times. In 1971, when I first joined the New York Telephone Company, I was on strike for 7.5 months. Welcome to CWA, I said. I became a steward that day. In 1989, I was on strike for 4 months. And in 2016, we were on strike against Verizon for 7 weeks. Well, let me tell you about the strike in 2016. We were on strike for 7 weeks. We finally settled the strike down in Washington, D.C. in front of the Secretary of Labor. And the CEO of Verizon was at that meeting with us when he settled. And he told us at that meeting, I didn't realize that I was fighting the whole union movement when I took you on. And that's what I want to tell you right now. You may be 1,100, and as one of the speakers said earlier, you're like a small little town. You're a big city. Yeah. And CWA is behind you. The labor movement is entirely behind you. You will have Mario Salento, the president of the AFL-CIO, speak in a few minutes. I'm sure he'll tell you that the whole entire AFL of New York State is behind you. But what's so important is that New York Times will know the whole labor movement is behind you. For over 20 months, you've been bargaining in good faith. And what this company is doing to you is outrageous. For almost 2 years, you have worked without a raise. This has to stop now. We have to make that demand. We want a contract, and as Susan said, a full plate. It's time that the New York Times gives us a fair share, gives us a fair contract. The company is telling Wall Street what a successful operation they have.
They're paying the executives millions of dollars in salaries and benefits, and they're not willing to give you a fair share. Again, this is outrageous. Are we going to let them get away with this? No! What are we going to do when we fight? We win! That's right. You deserve better, because you do the work. What makes the Times such a success and such a respected institution is in the newsroom. It's in the executive staff, journalists, reporters, columnists, editors. You're the best of the best, and you deserve a fair share. All workers deserve a fair share. It's shameful and a disgrace for an institution like the New York Times, which holds itself to the highest standards, to treat its workers so poorly. I commend you for your bravery. Workers at the Times have not walked out since 1978. But you know what? You are in great company. Workers are fed up with corporate greed and fighting back. And again, when we fight, I stand with you, the CWA, the 150 members in New York, in District 1 stand with you, all the CWE stands with you, and the labor movement stands with you. We're all in this together. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. Give it up for Dennis.
So I wanna just shout out some folks who are here today. Some of our union colleagues. CWA, where you at? RWDSU, where are you? Shout out to RWDSU. Harper's Union, UAW 2110. The Freelance Solidarity Project. The Coalition of Labor Union Women. Teamsters Local 804. The Mailers Union. New York State AFL-CIO. And right here, when we left this building in March of 2020, Dean and DeLuca had closed, and there was no one there. Since we've come back, there's an Amazon Starbucks over here right now, on the corner, right here, 8th Avenue and 40th Street. Hold it. We want to give a shout out to Workers United, representing the newly organized Amazon and Starbucks workers right here on 8th Avenue. All right, next up are our brothers and sisters from the tech unit. And representing them is Carrie Price.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Carrie Price, and I'm a software engineer and member of the Tech Guild here at the Times. Today, members of our Tech Guild unit are here taking a collective 1-hour lunch out in support of this Times Guild walkout and in solidarity with our union siblings' demands. When you talk to tech workers about why they work at NYT, one reason comes up again and again: the mission. The opportunity to share elevators and Slack channels with those who create incredible journalism is something you can't find at many other tech companies. It's certainly one of the reasons I chose to start my career here 9 years ago, and I still feel that way today. The Tech Guild was so excited to join the union family when we overwhelmingly won our election in March. Bargaining our first contract has been fulfilling, but also disheartening.
We've put in countless hours to draft good faith proposals, create transparency in our processes, and prepare ourselves to bargain productively. Management has responded with a bare minimum and engaged in a pattern of disrespect towards our collective rights. It's difficult to watch an institution with a reputation for respect and integrity resort to bad faith tactics and hide behind high-priced attorneys. But those lawyers and senior leaders are not the New York Times. We, its workers, are. We write the stories. We build the features. We cover the breaking news. We analyze the data. We bring ideas to life, and we make sure the systems don't come crashing down in the middle of the night. They can't be the New York Times without us, try as they might. What's become exceedingly clear is that actions speak louder than words. Management's platitudes and promises don't have the same impact as the protections of a strong contract. And asking to be valued doesn't seem to have the same impact as demonstrating that value with a good old-fashioned work stoppage. So today, our union siblings do just that, and we're proud to stand alongside them in solidarity. There are certain moments when you feel especially proud to work at the New York Times. When we break a big story or gather together to celebrate Pulitzer Day. The people responsible for that work, the people who make the Times what it is, are out here today demanding what they deserve. To be valued not just in dollars, but with equity and respect. When something breaks in the tech world, we sit down and discuss how we can improve our systems so that it doesn't happen again. I'd suggest our senior leaders take time today to review how they failed our Times Guild siblings and how they can make things better for this and any other future negotiations with our union. Here's a few suggestions to get them started. Stop stalling at every turn. Stop dodging tough questions. And stop underestimating our collective strength. Start taking our concerns seriously. Start negotiating in good faith. And lastly, start appreciating the value of your workers, not just in words, but in action. Solidarity, everyone.
Thank you, Carrie. Give it up for Carrie! Okay, he was here. We were out here, I think it was last year we were out here because for the same reasons almost. Wire cutter. Was it wire cutter while we were out here? Yeah. We were here. Put it out. We were here. He was here when in 2017 when we were saving jobs and we walked out 2017. He had a bullhorn in the middle of the newsroom that management didn't like too much, but whatever. And he's here again today. Mario Salento, President, New York State AFL-CIO.
Thank you. Thank you. Time does go fast, huh? Get old quick. I should start off by saying I am proud to be here for a lot of reasons. First is I'm a 32-year member of the Washington-Baltimore Newspaper Guild. Still pay my dues. Thank you, Dennis. More importantly, though, I want to back up something that Dennis said. And I have really one very simple message today. It's very simple. It's for all of us here today, but it's for the New York Times management to understand also loud and clear. You are not alone in this fight. your 2.5 million brothers and sisters and family members of the state AFL-CIO, of the labor movement in this state, public sector unions, private sector unions, building trades unions, upstate, mid-state, downstate, Buffalo to Brooklyn to Long Island, everywhere in between. Your fight is our fight across this state. Your fight for dignity is our fight. Your fight for respect is the labor movement's fight. Your fight for justice is the state AFL-CIO's fight. And your fight for a fair contract with fair wages and benefits and conditions of employment is everybody's fight. That's what they didn't count on. They don't understand it. What they don't understand is the simple premise that we all understand intuitively. We are a family. The labor movement is a family. Look at this beautiful gathering today. All of us. All of us. You don't have to be blood related to be a family. And we don't have to look alike or talk alike or sound alike to be a family. A family is a group of people who join together for a lot of different reasons. Who care about one another. Yes. Who support one another. Yes. Who help one another. Yes. And who pick each other up when one of us falls down. Yes. But most importantly, when it comes to a situation like this, it means that if you pick on one of us, you have to deal with all of us. And that's what we're saying today. It has been said many times here already. I'm not going to repeat it over and over again, but you are the reason why this company is so successful. It is your dedication and your commitment and your professionalism and your skill and your talent and your blood, sweat, and tears. All you're asking for is what is right and just and true. And what is right and just and true is that you have earned a fair contract to be able to support yourselves and your families. And that's what we're going to let them understand from now for as long as it takes. And my overall message today is that anything that Susan says you need, I want you to know, and I mean this, all of the resources of the state AFL-CIO will be here at a moment's notice, Susan. Anything that we can do to show them that we're all in this together. So, I'll just leave you with this. Just remember, please, always, when we stand together and when we join together and fight together and raise our voices together, we win. Working men and women win because together, and only together, do we have the power to raise the standard of living and the quality of life for all working people. Only together. So let's just make sure that they truly, truly understand this. Are we going to stand together? Yeah! Are we going to join together? Yeah! Are we going to fight together? Yeah! Are we going to raise our voices together? Yeah! Stand tall, always stand proud. Be proud of what we have here. Together we will win this fight. Thank you very much.
Give it up to Mario! I'm so glad that you are still here. I was supposed to tell you to stay earlier, but you didn't have to leave because you wanted to hear these great speakers. But the person who I'm about to bring up right now, this person who I'm about to bring up right now, I'm going to call her, I'm going to anoint her, right here in front of all of you, our chief bargainer. She has been anointed chief bargainer. She has numbers in her head that you couldn't imagine. Stacey Cowley.
Thank you all for being here today. I'm Stacey Cowley. I'm a business reporter here at the Times. Hold the mic closer. And I'm one of 11 of your colleagues serving on our bargaining committee. This is a day for us of really mixed feelings. none of us want to be here in this position. This walkout is a really painful step for all of us taking it. But it's also a day of solidarity, and a day with a few things to celebrate. In particular, it's been inspirational these last few months, how we've all come together to uplift, support, and protect each other. You have all trusted us this far. We on the bargaining committee take that trust and the responsibility that comes with it very, very seriously. We plan to return to the bargaining table as soon as the company will meet us there. And we will keep doing everything we can to get this deal finished. We saw momentum in negotiations this week. We hope it continues. We hope this momentum continues. We are prepared to negotiate in good faith toward a deal that's fair for both our members and this company, a news organization whose mission we all wholeheartedly support. But if talks stall again, if management remains entrenched on core issues like wages that fail to keep up with our rising living costs, we will be asking you for your trust and support for further action. Bargain, including in more marathon sessions like the ones we've had this week, and we will do everything we can at the table to reach a fair deal. We have been so honored by the faith you all have put in us during these negotiations. But if management continues to dig in on unacceptable proposals, though we seriously hope not to reach this point, we may be forced to call a strike authorization vote. That would not mean that we're going out on strike immediately. Rather, it would be us asking you to give those of us on the bargaining committee the ability to call a strike only if we determine that that is the only way we can secure the deal we deserve. Whatever it takes! We do not want to reach that point, and we will work hard in the coming weeks to avoid it. But if the company's negotiators continue to bargain the way they have so far, we may face no other choice. We want to make it extremely clear to the New York Times, we are here to get a fair contract, and we will not settle for anything less.